Welcome back to the Feeling Your Passion podcast. We are liars.
Yep.
Tristan and I have come to the conclusion that we are forever done saying we're going to do this and that because we just can't make it happen. But we are still here. We are still in the shop. We are still here to give you updates. We're here to talk snowmobiling. We're here to talk weather. We're here to talk gear, all of the above. Some time has passed since the last one again. But you know what? If you're listening, you're getting another one. That means there's another one. So
hey, we're back. We're back. If there's any time to change it, it's now. Almost the new year. Almost the new us. We don't promise, but we're gonna try. We always try.
Yeah, no promises. We're not even talk about what's coming up. If you just wait and maybe you'll see another podcast.
Don't worry. We'll come back eventually. We'll try and make it exciting. The more you wait, the better it'll be.
We do appreciate how much you guys do seem to enjoy it. We read all the comments. I see the comments on Spotify also, because if some of you didn't know, you can leave comments on that. And a lot of you are stoked. We see the messages. The amount of views, too, are actually surprising for the lack of uploads. So that tells us that we know you guys want to listen to it. So thank you. And maybe you deep down kind of enjoy our little shit show.
Podcasting is kind of hard because you don't see the people that are listening. I don't interact with them. Maybe you do, but I feel like I'm just talking to a microphone. I'm talking to you, which I talk to you way too much. So it's like hard to gauge the desire for that. I feel like I'm just talking and
maybe we just need some suction cup GoPro mounts in the truck since we spent so much time together.
Honestly, truck podcast would be good.
Rig up some mics to the center console and just drive.
If anybody's down for an 8-hour podcast next time we go on the road, just let us know.
We'll do it live, hook it up to the Starlink.
Yep. You'll hear when we get tired of each other and it's just an hour of silence, just music playing that neither of us really want to listen to anymore.
Bunch of copyright claims on the video.
We've spent a lot of time together.
Yeah, so since we talked to you guys last, we have been in Revelstoke twice.
Yep.
We did Caleb's factory mod, which that's a whole topic. Super sick. Tough snow conditions, but we made it work. Just put out a really, really raw video. That was the point of it. I know a lot of you love the sounds of sleds. No music. That's what we put out. So that was pretty fun. And then we went back again. Was it last week? I don't even know what day it is.
Yeah.
We're in that time right now between Christmas and New Year's where time doesn't exist.
Both were week-long trips. It wasn't like necessarily tough snow, but it was just early. It was still good. We did have a tough day on the second trip, though. That warm mashed potatoes, everybody was just getting stuck everywhere.
Yeah, then we had just deep day after that. The snow was awesome.
Mm-hmm. We got to come home. We got to build our sleds between those trips, so we went back with boosts, which was nice. Man. It's always fun getting new sleds. It's fun building them. It's fun riding them.
Yeah, that was fun. Got to do some break. I think both of our sleds are out of break-in now, which feels good.
Yeah,
which is a feat in its own if you are a Western listener or viewer, because as you know, the West has been struggling this year. So to have our sleds in December and out of break-in is really good. And then backtracking a little, Black Friday week, we talked about that last time. You guys killed it. We saw all of your comments on social, everything. We've been seeing the gear all over. We know there was some killer sales on there, and you guys definitely got after it. I did get a chuckle out of, we had an R200 jacket in 2 different colorways that was like $104, I think. So I went in the back end after.
That's a deal.
Yeah, I went in the back end after the week of promo and saw how many hundreds. I think right under 1,000 of them, which is awesome because it's a great deal. But I also got a chuckle out of imagining these 700 people wearing these 2 different color jackets crossing paths throughout the winter on the trails. And I hope they look at each other and think, did you get that at the Black Friday sale?
Right. Yeah. It's a good deal. I mean, you can't get a jacket like that for that price often. No. So people definitely took advantage of it, but also it's like a great jacket. That's a good jacket. And it looks good. Like that's a good deal.
I know we're diving at product, but I feel like we need to hit on that. That it's a 2-in-1, so it's removable liner, 200 grams of insulation, hence our 200.
Right.
Means the 200 grams. So It's
That's removable. Yep.
Yeah, removable liner. So then to make an uninsulated jacket, it is the perfect jacket for the guy that lives in the Midwest, East Coast, goes out west once or twice a year, but doesn't want to break the bank and buy 2 sets of gear. You can make it uninsulated, and it can perform just as well in the mountains as it can on the trail. So cool piece at a great price. I'm actually just checking right now to see if we have any left, just to give you guys a little.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think a lot of people get hung up on the uninsulated gear because, they might be from the Midwest or East Coast even. And when you go off trail and you start throwing that sled around, I don't know about you guys, but I get warm. So I'm always running uninsulated gear, but those cold days in the Midwest, you definitely want some insulation.
Hot update. If you missed the Black Friday sale, you missed the big sale. That jacket is still on sale in those colors, just not as heavily. So if you're still looking for a deal, they're out there. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. The Black Friday week pricing's gone, but there's still a good price on them. But anyways, what do you want to... Tristan and I put together quite a few things here because we've been on the move a lot, and there's been a lot happening in the industry.
Yeah.
What do you want to dive into first?
First things first, I would say some of these topics come from the comments. So if you want to hear something, throw a comment out there. We read them. We see them. We talk about them. So first things first, do that. I got a couple talking points. Is there anything... We should probably hit on the charity ride, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because that was a great event. We really need to hype Nadine up for that. And we need her to bring it back next year because she was talking about not doing it, but she's kind of hemming and hawing. So I think she raised like 19,000.
Yeah, just under 20 grand.
Just under 20 grand.
A local, I think it was men's mental health. Yep. And some elder also, I think.
Maybe like nursing home type stuff, people in need there.
But in the Revelstoke area. So here's the way I look at this is I know it's a small demographic that ride the Revelstoke area that are listening to this, but there's a lot. I've been seeing TikTok, Instagram feeds of guys from Wisconsin driving west and going to Revelstoke for the first time because their trip to wherever got canceled due to snow. But if it's a great thing to overlap on a trip, I think, because it's unique. It's if you're coming to visit that town, and the whole industry's up there. There's every pro you can think of. Usually in December, it's the best snowpack historically every year. Even when the U.S. West has a good winter, Revelstoke is usually better earlier. So this event is always typically second, third week of December.
Somewhere around there.
Right around there.
Mid to late.
But it's a great opportunity to ride with the pros that you would never have. So take a guy from Dakotas, Minnesota, whatever, driving out. You have a shot of riding with a Jay Manaberry, Andy Thomas, Blaine Matthews, Nadine, like Rob Alford's there. And you get split up into groups and you get a pro rider in your group. And it's neat because we've seen families now. I've been going to it 5 years and I've seen so many repeats where their kids are getting older now and they're riding their new sleds and they get to interact with these people they wouldn't usually get to outside of like a snow show event, actually on the snow.
On the snow, yeah. Get to see what they do in person. I think social media gets us, portrays a little differently. These athletes are athletes for a reason. They're doing insane things on sleds and we see it all day, every day. But when you see that kind of stuff in person, it's mind-blowing. Mm-hmm. So it's really cool. And it's also like, oh, I'm not a pro rider, or I'm not a good rider. I can't go and like do that. I want to hang them up. Like there's groups for everybody, beginner, intermediate, advanced, and you'll get put in the right spot. You always have a pro. There's a media guy there, so you get some photos, you get some videos, that kind of thing. But not only do you get to see what they can do on a sled, but you also get to learn from them. You can ask them questions. You can ask them like, hey, this is like what I'm on. What do you think I should carry for spare parts, tools? Like, what do you carry? Medical supplies, like everything, camera setup, GoPro setup, like literally anything you want to learn. That's what they're there to do is, help you, teach you. It's not a clinic, but the occasional
the opportunity is there to ask questions.
There. Yeah. But just like being around that, you just can learn so much so fast.
Yeah, it's just unique. It's one day only, but it's an action-packed day, and then there's a bar in town where there's a raffle in the evening, and the odds of winning, I think there's about 100 participants in the event itself, the ride day, and then there's definitely people that come in the evening that didn't ride.
For sure. Yeah.
But I'd say there's 200-ish people participating in the raffle.
Yeah.
Roughly. And the prizes are awesome. I mean,
they're cool prizes.
We gave away multiple monosuits, kids gear, carbon fiber helmet, and then local businesses gave away gift cards, oil, all kinds of stuff. So it's just a fun thing if you happen to overlap it with your vacation or your sled trip to just kind of add to the list of things to do.
Even like you said, even if you're not riding in the charity event, come afterwards, bring some money. If you're looking to win something, you kind of got to have some dough because
it's all in Canadian though. So
yeah, but that's true. But people, I mean, it's a charity event, so people they're not afraid to spend money on it. So it's for a good cause. Personally, I've never won anything. I keep trying, but that's not why I'm there.
Same.
But yeah, it's always good fun.
The rumor was this was the last year of it. This is the 10-year anniversary. She's actually not a rumor. She said so. The now rumor is the show must go on. She left that evening, Nadine, on the mic saying, I hear you guys. I think we should keep doing it. Mm-hmm. So what we're talking about right now potentially doesn't exist anymore, but I think from all the rumor mills and from Nadine's gut is the show must go on and it's going to continue.
It has to, but she needs help.
Yeah. It's
a lot to put on, not only the planning and I assume permitting, like working with the snowmobile club and all that stuff, but, industry pros, like if you are an industry pro and you're listening to this, maybe offer up your time for that one day. I mean,
totally.
If you're an industry pro, for sure you've taken a trip to Revelstoke. There's like two of you out there that probably haven't.
Yeah, Dan Adams, get at it.
Dan Adams and Chris Brandt. Those guys, those are the guys that she needs. She needs help from the pros to, make sure every group gets one, maybe even two, depending on the load of participants. But no matter who you are in the sled industry, she can use you there.
Yeah.
Media, pros, guides, medical, anything. So look into it, reach out, let's keep this thing going.
Yeah, totally. Agreed. 100%. Good times. And with all that being said, we've ridden 10, I've ridden 11 days this season, and 10 of them have been in Revelstoke, one in America, one in the U.S. only, and a rarity. I hope you guys are taking advantage of it, all you East Coast listeners. It looks like you're having a record year. I can't remember the name of the mountain, something over on the East Coast, but they had 280 inches on the season so far.
Wow.
Which is more than any U.S. West ski resort right now.
That's wild.
And they've had the good temperatures. It's not been like they've had 260, 70 inches and warmed up and cooled down.
Yeah.
They've had that, and it's settled, and the next storm cycles come in.
I was wondering why East Coast James hasn't been hitting us up to come out here.
I don't blame them, man. It's way better at home right now.
We ought to go pay them a visit.
The terrain's different for sure, but they got more snow.
Yeah.
And then you Midwest guys, Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin, everything, we're watching you. We see you. The UP I just saw had a blizzard warning, 2 to 3 feet. Mm-hmm. My in-laws just got 2 feet up at their cabin.
I saw that.
And Gary was out snowblowing in his 509 goggles.
Yep, I've seen that. My dad and brother were out riding too. They were in Leech Lake area, Minnesota, Walker, and they're having a great time out there too. It's there.
You love to see it because that's where the heartbeat of the sport is. It's such a different culture and lifestyle, and we've both lived it, which is super thankful for. And to see people riding those trails that I've ridden, that my dad has ridden, and my friends, and they're just still out there getting groomed, stopping at the same restaurants, and everything's thriving. It's what we need. It's what reinstills why we do this and why all these people enjoy the sport.
It's great to see. It's been pretty tough over there the last few years, I would say, and they're getting exactly what they deserve. So
yeah,
the
UP was good last year, but it's now it's good in like Minnesota and Michigan,
Right,
which is great. Guys don't have to travel as far.
Yeah. I mean, not last year, but the year before. So 2 seasons ago, I spent a lot of time in West Yellowstone for work, and you would see groups from Minnesota trail riding in West Yellowstone. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, because
which is like
no other option at that point.
Honestly, kind of sick though, because there's a ton of trails there.
Yeah,
groomed often, and you get mountain views. So honestly, like, even if you are a trail guy, like, and you want to take a trip,
that's the spot to go.
It's honestly a great spot.
Yeah,
a lot of hotels, a lot of restaurants, cool scenery. It's always usually pretty cold, so maybe order up one of those R200s and some heated gloves. But yeah, maybe we dive into that. Talk about sled trips coming up.
For us?
Well, for people.
Because
I know that was one of your topics.
Yeah, I did. A little more catered to the West now. You Midwest guys, East Coast, can you send some of that snow our way? I know, actually, we can't even say that.
We can't.
You guys say that to us every year.
Yeah.
And mind you, a bad year here, we're still able to ride. We were just up 3 days ago riding locally, and we probed 6 feet to the ground. It's just getting to it's difficult. And 6 feet to the ground is like a colossal winter back home. We're definitely spoiled, but like I said, our roots are in the Midwest, so we understand. And we do not take it for granted.
6 feet is a ton, and on a bare hill, that's great. But we don't like to ride bare hills.
Yeah.
We like to ride things that we don't know if we can make it up or not. And there's logs galore.
Rocks,
you
stumps.
Could not walk up these hills in the summertime because you would be crawling over logs up and under them and creeks. Like,
jungle gym.
It takes, 6 feet just to fill it in.
Yeah.
Just because there's so many layers of logs. So, yes, we can always still ride, but it's not normal winter for us. It's coming, but.
So we've noticed this theme here. The Colorado guys, southern Montana, southern Idaho, Wyoming, everybody has had just unprecedented low snowfall.
Yeah.
I think Colorado's on like a 100-year record right now.
Rain even.
Yeah. Rain to 9,000 feet.
Which is quite the opposite of snow.
So we were thinking, we've seen so many guys up in Revelstoke specifically with every plate you can think of. I've seen Minnesota, Wisconsin. I've seen Wyoming, Colorado, Montana, everything. Everybody's traveling there because it's the Mecca. Now, it's expensive to do that. And what kind of sparked this is if this guy happens to be listening, I can't remember his name, but I came across a TikTok. This guy's coming from, I think, Wisconsin with like a Tahoe with 250,000 miles on or something. He's like, we're heading west in just an enclosed trailer, him and his buddies doing it on a budget. Anyways, they did an update video. They made it.
Those 5.3s don't stop.
And I thought about it, and I said, man, that's got to be kind of an adrenaline high and a good rush, but you can do it. There's no reason to stop yourself from going because you don't have a $90,000 truck. You don't have a Trails West heated trailer. You don't have a $25,000 sled.
Mm-hmm.
That reinstilled that with me watching this little series because they were like on cloud 9 to be out there. And they rode out on, I mean, for lack of a better term, a shitbox truck on a hope and a dream.
Who knows? Maybe he's got leather seats.
On a hope and a dream. And they had the same experience any of us would out there.
For sure. We're definitely blending two topics there. I want to dive into that one like a lot more coming up. But taking a sled trip, there's quite a few ways you can save money. And I think we should like talk on that a bit. Because I've seen what we spend. I mean, when we go out to eat, when we go, get Tim Hortons every morning in Revelstoke and the fuel and the water bottles and the beef jerky, it's like there's quite a few ways you can save money.
Yeah.
Lodging, I mean, hotels, Airbnbs, sometimes they're not exactly the same price. If you got big group of guys, Airbnb gives you like room to dry your gear out, but also you can potentially save money that way if hotels like are seeing this like mass, not population, but mass
price gouging
demand of like, oh my gosh, we're the only place that has snow. Like Revelstoke's not dumb. They see that stuff. And when there's a lot of sledders up there, hotel prices go up. Airbnb people might not be paying that close of attention. So look at all your options.
Yeah.
Step one. But I think like one of the things that I see is food.
Yeah.
You don't have to go out to eat every night. Definitely can, but like more so breakfast and lunch. Like when you're going to the gas station and you're buying a water, a Red Bull, a beef stick, like that adds up quick.
Mm-hmm.
So like the first thing we do when we go to Revy, or honestly anywhere, is we go to the grocery store and we buy groceries for lunch. Buy a thing of tinfoil and parchment paper, and we make our lunch every day. Not only is it better, but it's also saves you a bunch of money and honestly kind of a headache. You make your lunch in the morning. You don't have to go to the store and think about it every day.
Yeah.
Just easy turnkey.
Yeah. And it tastes way better.
Tastes so much better.
It's not some soggy, greasy mess.
Yeah. No.
Backtracking, this was actually my notes. Pro tip on the hotel thing. The hardest part I think about planning these long distance trips, it's a little different when you live in the West. It seems to be more spur of the moment, chase the snow. But these guys that are traveling across the country, they usually are a couple months in advance trying to figure out work schedules. Yeah. And if you book somewhere, make sure you book somewhere and you figure out the refund time, because you can lock in that rate. Because if there's no snow on the ground, you book it in August, September for December. They don't know what the snow is going to be, so their rate is substantially less. Mm-hmm. And I have countless times over the years seen that scenario play out where somebody decided to tag along last minute, had to get in their room. It was double or triple the price of the guys that booked it 3 months ago. So, but the biggest thing is making sure you actually read or physically talk to somebody. Do they have a 24-hour, 7-day prior, whatever, something that what the snow is roughly going to be like prior to going, and you have the opportunity to cancel. But that can save you potentially hundreds to like $1,000 depending on where your lodging's at.
Right, yeah.
So that was something I wrote down that I think a lot of people just overlook, because like I said, it's hard to put that plan together if you're all, got 9 to 5s, you're traveling, you got variables in life. But if it's somewhere that allows cancellation up until a couple weeks prior, well worth it. Put it on the calendar. At least it's locked in, and that can save you. It can cut your price in half. I mean, I've seen a lot of these hotels and Airbnbs double in price if the snow gets good.
Right, exactly. That's a great point.
Which is a bummer, because it's like they're going to get it. To be honest, if I had one, I'd probably do the same damn thing to be part of the problem. But
it's business.
You're printing money.
You can't get away from that. You could also like potentially do that for multiple areas. Like say, all right, the boys want to go on a trip between Christmas and over New Year's, take the time off work, but we don't know where we want to go yet, or we don't know who's going to get snow. Like you book a trip in Colorado this year, you probably would have had a rough time. So I wonder if you could like book a few. You book one here, you book one here. Say you spend $50 for the reservation fee or whatever, but you can cancel up to a month in advance, like you're saying. Then you just watch the snow and kind of see where it goes.
Pick your destination.
Yeah.
Other thing I had written down was Shane Skinner made me think of this a few years ago. He has had a lot of clients. He's 10 years deep into running SS Freeride now, since he branched off from Brant, started his own thing. He had a few clients, come from there who knew him. And now after 10 years, he has, I want to say he said some crazy number, like 70% are repeats now.
Wow.
That just, the second they're done, they rebook. But he's seen a lot of these guys not buying sleds now, and they just fly out and rent from him. They do 2 trips. They get 10 days in, which is pretty good out west, 10 days in the mountains. And they end up spending $5 to $10 grand in total, which is 25 to 50% of the cost of just initially getting the snowmobile if you owned it outright. Great. That's if you want a new one, which you are riding there. You're riding the newest technology, so most likely that's what you'd naturally navigate towards.
Mm-hmm.
But that's an option in so many places too. I always tell people to price out just flying and renting. It sounds like, oh, I want to spend $350 a day on a sled, this and that. But then you really start kind of deconstructing it.
For sure.
And it's like, okay, am I only going to go out here once this winter or twice? And all of a sudden it makes a lot more sense. But there's just a ton of options. It's not too far-fetched of a reality, because if you're into this sport, spending money comes with the territory no matter what.
Yeah, it's not a cheap sport. And yeah, I mean, say it's easy for you to save up, $2,000 a year, but not 15, 20, 25 for a sled. Like, that's a great idea, like great option.
And I know there's financing and all that stuff.
For sure.
But even that, you're not gonna pay interest on your sled trip.
Yeah. Interest.
And you're not gonna lose $5, $6, $7,000 when you resell it.
Yeah. People don't need another payment in their life usually, so that's tough. It's funny, we talk about these things and I'm like, man, 5 years ago I did that for my first time, booked my first sled trip, taking the time off work, booking the place with the guys. We were all so young that it was, I don't know, a couple grand for the Airbnb. I think we had an Airbnb. I need to look back in the photos, but it's like none of us had a card that could allow that high of a transaction. So it's like, hey, so-and-so parent, can you book this and then we'll Venmo you? Oh, man.
I miss that. It's crazy hearing you say 5 years ago, because I was like 15 for me.
Uh-huh.
There was something, I need to do it again. We both do. Just need to get together with our friends. You get desensitized. We say that a lot, spending so much time with these top tier riders. And you go to these areas now, or we do, where you just know everybody. It's like an extended family.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, so-and-so has a house here. Yeah, swing on by. So-and-so has a shop. Something broke. You need parts.
Tools.
Versus for your average guy making a trip, it's like, oh my gosh, this could end the trip. We got to figure this out. And I want to do that, where I just get my buddies together who we used to travel out west with, get an Airbnb, have no plan. We're just going to ride here. We're just going to figure it out, have a good old time.
That would be so
That's
fun.
what it's all about.
I mean, yeah. I haven't got anything in the works yet this year, but I know I'm going to do that with my friends. I have to.
Yeah, let me know. I want to join you.
Yeah, we will. It's cool to do that, but it's also like slightly scary. It makes me see what in the nice way, average group that rides in the backcountry, doesn't pay attention to, doesn't know, riding with these pros, they always know where they're going in the backcountry. They know the mountains like the back of their hand. They have the avalanche safety. They have the medical kit. They know all that stuff. And it's like, when you remove yourself from that, but know how they handle it, and then you ride with the group that is not on the professional scale, you see what gets missed, going the next ridge over, but not knowing what's over there, or what the snow is north, south, east facing slopes and conditions changing and all that stuff. It's so awesome to ride with people like that, because it's reinstills the newness and the non-working side of it. But it's
you
also
get to teach them something too.
It's scary. It's whoa. It's we need to pump the brakes here and think about this.
And it's tough. You can't. It's nothing on them, because I know so many people like that who've done the classes. Yeah. It's just a different scale. It's if you're not living in it and doing it every day. There's so much I've learned in a classroom that you need just time in the field to refine.
Right.
But that is scary, but also rewarding. When I remember a couple of buddies that were at my wedding, we mentioned something about we were riding a tree zone. They were out here once. And I was like, I don't want to ride this spot right here. And they made a comment why? We're in the woods. I'm like, well, I know it's above us. There's a bunch of hang fire.
Right.
And I had to explain what that term meant. And they had taken avalanche classes.
Yeah.
But the term hang fire is probably tossed around in it, but not enough to really sit with you and
Right.
something that you can see it when you're out in an opening and be like, that's hang fire. But a lot of people think once they're in the trees, they're safe. And I knew that about 20 rows of trees up, it was an open face and there was a big wind lip cornice that was hanging over there. I'd been in that area before and popped out of there, and I pointed out and they went, oh, yeah, oh, cool. Yeah. And then I mentioned like, hey, look, you see the flagging on these trees that are 100 feet plus down into the woods past the opening.
Right.
And they were like, that's damn. It was kind of jarring for them, but they respected it, which was cool.
For sure. It's eye-opening. It's great that you are able to teach them things like that. I forgot where I was going.
I don't know. Somehow we got into avalanche stuff, which is always a great topic, but
yeah. Well, just safety in general.
Yeah.
It's watch out for your friends.
Yeah, totally.
That's what it was. Like, it's easy for us to pay attention to that because it's like, we're around it all the time. It's work for us, though, so it's like
it comes second nature.
It comes second nature, but guy in the Tahoe, like you're driving out. By the time he gets there, that group is so excited and so ready to hold the throttle until they run into something that it's like you just miss so much of that. So talk to your friends, pay attention to them. Don't go off by yourself.
Have the buddy system.
Be a good buddy.
Mm-hmm. I keep glancing over because you have this little notepad.
Yeah, I got some stuff.
Usually I just segue into something, but I want to know what's on Tristan's notes.
These are from the comments. Should we talk about mods or ambassadors?
You pick. I like mod sleds.
I like mod sleds, and I know people listening do too, but I think let's talk ambassadors for a second and then go into mods, because I know we'll talk about Caleb's sled, and he started as an ambassador one day, so.
Nice. Good foreshadowing.
Yep. Good foreshadowing. How to become an ambassador, I guess not just for us, but just like how to become involved in the industry. People always love that topic, but I know we've talked about it before.
And before you run away with it, I preempted with, this was a comment, right?
This one actually was not. This was me thinking just about the industry, and because I was like just reflected on 5 years ago the other day. It was like I just started sledding, that kind of thing. So.
Well, all I was going to say is if this was a comment, this is a reoccurring comment either way. We see it in we see it in personal DMs. We see it on 509's DMs. We see it. We hear it at events.
Totally, yeah.
It's by far the number one asked.
For sure. And that's fair. It's totally fair. It's may seem hard to become involved in the industry, but it's not like... There's so many more industries out there that are more saturated than the sled industry, but it's hard because it's expensive. It takes time. It's like, it's not easy. The barrier to entry of learning how to sled is hard. Buying the sled is hard. All that stuff is hard. So people, become an ambassador. It eases up on a bit of that cost and just like reinforces the desire to want to sled. So
yeah.
Number one is like, you got to be on social media. Like you can't be an ambassador really if you're not on social media.
I got a hot take on that too.
I know you do, which is kind of why I said that lightly.
I don't disagree to an extent, but I mean, you, myself, 509 as a whole, have struggled for years to understand. We know friends at OEMs also, at some of the big three manufacturers, and they struggle with this also of what is a trail ambassador? What does it look like? And a lot of the times that trail ambassador is not on social media. It's a respected individual in the local community, the local club. It's the guy that's cutting trees after a storm. It's the guy, when you go to some ma and pa store in the middle of nowhere and they're like, oh, Tim can answer that for you about you ask a question. Like, everybody goes to Tim. And it's like,
right,
that guy is not on social. That's kind of a whole different topic.
That's a good point.
And people listen to Tim and associate what Tim does as like the do's and don'ts of riding in that region. But for the specific type of person that reaches out to us, I think.
I think that's kind of where I kind of formed my answer, but you had a great point there. I 100% agree.
Yeah, I agree that social is key, which is unfortunate and fortunate.
Everybody's capable of it, though. Like, oh, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to make reels. You can learn. You can't ask to be a social media ambassador without knowing that stuff. So it's like, take the time to learn it. I mean, you learned how to snowmobile, so you can definitely learn how to make an Instagram reel. Yeah.
I think there's a fine line of persistence and being pushy too with brands.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen countless times over the years somebody just constantly messaging us. Somebody will,
for sure,
just handfuls of people, which I get. They're excited and they're eager. That's awesome, but at the same time, they're not letting, I don't know how to phrase this, time pass and show their worth and continue to prove. It's just like, what else do I need to do? I did this. Are you interested in this? Did you see this? It's like, yeah, we did, but like, give it a season, right? Like, be your individual self, find your personality, figure out your creative outlet, be your own individual. Don't copy paste everybody else is doing. And then at next season, come back with, hey guys, here's what I did this last season. Here's my resume.
Yep.
Here's what I learned. Here's what I created. Here's what I did that was different. Rather than every time somebody makes a post, be like, did you see this?
Right.
Did you see this? Hey, I think I've tagged you guys 15 times. I should get a sponsorship. It's like, no.
There's so many comments, DMs that are, can I be an ambassador? Can I get a sponsorship? Can I get a free helmet? Can I get this, that? It was like, hey, our applications are open from XYZ on our website. Did you fill that out?
Yeah.
No. Like, start there. You know, if you do want to reach out, be like, hey, sent my application in, can't wait to hear back. Like, you gotta, there's ways to do it. You can't just drop a comment and be like, can I get a free help? No.
That's never worked, by the way, once.
Not a single time.
Somebody with a username, it just says username 3472 with no profile picture. Yo, give me a helmet.
Yeah, give me. Like,
I've never been like, yeah, man, what's your shipping address?
Yeah. What's up, bro? Come on. No, that's why we do giveaways. You know, we do give away stuff. Be ready for those. But if you want to be an ambassador, and we're not trying to harp on you guys, we're just trying to help you out. Like,
yeah, totally.
This is just how it works, and it's not just for us; it's for other brands too. I know they see it too. Can I get a free can? Can I get this? Can I get that? Can. It's, you got to be yourself, like you say. You got to try, and you got to be a nice guy. You always got to be a nice guy. If you want to be involved in the industry and just be around and be an ambassador, but also like be involved in, I don't want to say videos, but just like being around, like you have to be a likable person. You can't be rude. You can't be mean. You got to respect others.
Dude, I've seen the people that, it's a close group, the whole industry.
For sure, yeah.
And I've, over the last 10 to 15 years, I've seen individuals come through that, like, everybody, it's on their radar. Because, like, so-and-so get after you, too. And then those people fade away.
For sure.
Because they burned the bridge. They didn't handle the initial interaction, or the initial, that's what I'm looking for. Introduction between the brand and the individual the correct way, and they kind of just fizzle away, or they give up, or they get frustrated. They get mad at us, which is an interesting take too.
For sure,
I get it. We're not perfect on replying to everything by any means. It's a lot, but when somebody, I've seen people turn when they like think they deserve something so much, and you don't give it to them, and then they're like, well, I hate that brand now. Or so-and-so did this. And it's like, it's a wild mindset.
Right.
A weird entitled mindset to be in.
Mm-hmm. It's not good how often that happens. A shame to see. I understand, but I don't agree, kind of thing. Like, I know you want to be around and you want to be involved, but you're doing it wrong.
it's just the biggest thing we've talked about before is figure out a way to stand out from the rest. And I know that's getting harder. It's so much easier said than done. And even we're hypocrites for it, but it's getting harder and harder to do as social media, the monster of it, continues to evolve and grow. But look at, here's a more recent example. I think I've mentioned this. I might have even used this as an example before. Muskoka, Matt.
Yep.
He's really only been doing that for 4-ish years, I think. I think it was right around COVID he started doing it. And he was nobody. But he just saw a missing link in the industry, and he's like, okay, I'm just going to document my whole day, everything I do in it, but I'm going to consistently do it. He's like, I'm going to do it every week. And then that evolved into now he bought a place in Revelstoke, and he completely spends his whole winters there because of this YouTube channel. And now people refer to it as a style, like Muskoka, it's kind of a Muskoka video. Style video.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
That's sick. If you can become a verb.
Yeah, no kidding.
And Matt was from the East Coast Flatlands, Canada. I think he's Ontario or
somewhere over there.
Somewhere over there. And he did it. It's
for sure. He's a massive part of the industry and an even bigger part of Revelstoke. Like,
yeah,
he's created quite the name for himself
in a good way and in a bad way, but that comes with the territory. Some people hate him because they're like, you've ruined Revelstoke, which I think is the most selfish mindset.
Yeah. That's not your place. Yes. I mean, I'm not speaking just for Revelstoke here. I'm also speaking for my home area that I truly love. And like, I'm not one of those type of people that's like, this is my area, get out. Like, don't come here. Like, no, you should come here. You should enjoy it, but only if you deserve to. Like, you can't come here and be an
breaking laws
and like you have to be a good seed. You have to like do your part, donate to the Avalanche people, treat it with respect. Like, there's people that are like that have these beautiful home areas and they're like, oh, get out, don't come here. But it's like, you're worse for this area than I am. Like, oh, you weren't born. You're not born here. Like, get out. Absolutely not. Like, I know it's kind of slightly different than what we're talking about, but just that, even in the sledding world, is like, do your part.
Yeah. The Matt thing, it's like, okay, so this town of Revelstoke that is thriving now with the snowmobile industry, there's people, he is influencing people to go to their dealership across the country, U.S., Canada, and help this mom and pa thing that's been up there for 50 years, maybe, this dealer, and go buy a brand new $24,000 snowmobile.
Yeah.
Like, he is benefiting this industry and the community as a whole in nothing but a positive way. And you're just going to have that with anything. You're going to have those guys that are been around there forever, don't like change, which I'm guilty of it. I don't like when certain things change and this and that. I don't like when there's more people on the freeway. Like, that's just coming with age.
Right.
But when you take it down to a very privileged, expensive recreational sport, it's like, guys, let us all enjoy it. It's only going to help grow the sport.
Exactly.
It's only going to get more people interested in it.
If you don't want the traffic, don't live in the snowmobile capital of the world. Sorry. And it's been that way for a while. Muskoka didn't turn it into the snowmobile capital of the world. It's just
Sledneck's filmed like 20 years there.
Yeah, bro. It's been around for a minute. And we're not like direct, at least I'm not going directly at somebody in Revelstoke that's talking like this, but it's just anywhere amongst the U.S. and Canada is like the same kind of thing happens everywhere.
Where I was going with all that, though, is that on the ambassador side, like, Matt stood out. He found a missing link. He put his own twist on it. Yep. And there is, I mean, that's our job. We're trying to figure out those twists on social, whether it's something trending or create the trend. And we know it feels impossible, but every now and then you hack the mainframe and you break the system, and all of a sudden you got something that works out, and that is doable for any of you out there.
Any of you, yeah.
And it doesn't even necessarily have to be the social front. You can do some other positive things in your local snowmobiling community that gets out and goes quote unquote viral, where it just through the grapevine you start learning about so and so is contributing this and doing that. And if our avalanche center wasn't an avalanche center and it was an individual, they don't do much marketing, and everybody knows about them now.
For sure.
Like everybody wants to support them because they do so much good for us, and they've figured out a way to be involved with events more than any other avalanche center I've ever encountered. So like they broke the mold a bit there and they made avalanche centers cool is the best way I can put it.
For sure. A lot of them are cool. We love them. They're very needed, but this one is extra cool for us. So I guess
that's kind of that topic in a nutshell.
I know. There's so much to talk about. You can really tell because we do this podcast thing so much. One more thing I want to say about ambassadors, and I mean this applies to just life in general, like find a need and fill it. That's honestly like the best thing I've ever learned, and that's how I got started in the industry. And it applies on the work front of the industry, but also the ambassador side. You know, what do you see missing? Like, oh, I think this company could use this. My great uncle taught me that, but also like Ross. The first year I talked to him at Heydays, he was like, "Oh man, you got to start shooting video. Like, just go to all these places, shoot a video for free, and just give it to him. Like, don't ask for anything," which is like quite the opposite of what an ambassador is trying to do, or these people we're talking about is like they're asking for these things without like doing anything. Yeah. It's like, you know, offer that, show them what you're capable of, and like just see where it takes you.
I remember, I think I mentioned that same thing to you, similar story. I just talked about it on our buddy Ty's podcast, Adrenaline Instinct. He kind of made me do the whole backstory, and I said, I did so many jobs for free just to leave a good impression and, you know, get my foot in the door and I know this ambassador thing isn't paid, but in a roundabout way, the gear is a form of payment.
Correct. Yeah.
But, it was just trying to get a good reputation going and
it goes a long way.
Be around. But yeah, there's a lot of ways you can take that. It's a hot topic. You might completely disagree with everything we just said, and we're aware of that. You might have a totally different take on it, but from the inside looking out, those are kind of some high-level cliff notes of some of the determining factors.
And if you do have a different take, let us hear it. Maybe we're wrong.
Yeah, if you go, this is bullshit, how am I going to do this? I'm like, all right, let's hear it.
Like, I can't provide you XYZ, but I can do ABC, like, you know.
Next episode, we have a big piece of tape up here, and it says, this is how to be an ambassador, change my mind.
Yeah, that'd be pretty funny. That's just, that'd be a good thing for Heydays.
Oh, yeah.
Heydays booth.
Why should I be an ambassador, or why should you be an ambassador, change my mind?
What if we went to Heydays with like 10 open slots for like an entry level, a couple mid-levels, like ambassadors, and be like, earn your debate with me and earn your spot. I don't know if that's too political or not, but I think that'd be kind of funny.
Yeah.
I love this industry. I love this industry. I love this job. I love the people. I love Heydays. Man, I love Heydays.
I've said it countless times, but 1 year I'm going to take work off and go to Heydays. Just be a guy at Heydays and just be a consumer. Get my 6 McGoldens in a holster around my waist, wander the swaps.
How many times do you think you've done that? Like before you got involved in the industry?
The last year I went to Heydays not working was 2014. So I would have been...
But you had many years.
I was 21 at the time, so...
Okay.
It was legally enjoying Heydays.
Yep. That was your last one?
That I didn't work at, yeah.
Yeah. That's really funny. Because I think...
yeah. 13 or 14, because I did Sledhead 24/7 stuff before I did. And then before I worked full-time at 519, I worked for the booth a year when I was doing contract work there.
Yeah. But 2014 you were 21,
Mm-hmm.
and that was like officially your last
Yeah.
fun year. I think my
I
first.
mean, they're all fun, but that was
right. That's what.
No obligations.
Yeah. It's crazy how similar our stories are, because I think my first year I was 21 as well. First year ever going, actually.
Yeah, I had been a lot prior to that already.
For sure. But yeah, that's funny.
I think I was saying this year, I got to really fact check myself. It was my 21st or 22nd heydays that I've been to.
Wow.
So it was at the old location in Lionel Lakes area and all of that. And then when they moved, and then the year that they moved it, and the first year it rained and it was backed up the highway like 7 miles. Everybody was stuck. It was we thought Hades was done. We thought they were like never going to be able to host the event again. This is terrible. The county's going to hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seen a lot, because there the year it snowed.
Wow.
Sleds going up and down the.
Yeah, it has been a little cold the last couple of heydays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then it gets warm out here in December.
Right.
Anyways.
Good times.
Mod sleds?
Yeah. Basically, that came about because I was thinking about pro level ambassadors are pro team and professional athletes, and fresh in the industry, Caleb's mod sled. He got that because he started as an ambassador, and it sparked the question of like, actually this was a comment of what makes it a mod sled, or maybe not his mod sled, but what makes a mod. Might have been a TikTok comment, actually.
There's multiple answers, and it covers multiple generations, I think.
Yeah.
So I follow to this day, because of these sleds like behind me here, I unintentionally started collecting old snowcross sleds.
Yeah.
And I follow a lot of Facebook pages, and there is a constant topic of guys saying like the mod's done for the year. Like take Sledders, for example, the Sledders Facebook page. It's a mountain sled, and some guy will comment, "That's not a mod. You should see back in 2004."
Yeah.
And so the true, in my eyes still, I'm kind of with the older guys. The true mods were back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And I think a lot of people refer to snowcross. Those mods that are running drag racing, all that stuff, those are true mods for sure. Porting, polishing, everything. I mean, cranks, everything. But I think a lot of it's still due to the sheer scale it was at the time, and household name of snowcross during that era refers to when WSA allowed, ported and all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And then it transitioned, and somebody will fact check me, or somebody will know more. I want to say, I can't remember, maybe like 13 or 14, somewhere around there, to factory mod kits, which were just heads, or head domes, pipes, a little bit of tuning, and then like an oversized carb and clutching and stuff, and race gas. But the internals of the motor were stock.
Right.
So that's when guys went, these aren't true mods anymore. So like technically this one right now, it's a mod, but it's not. It's a factory mod. It's not like a true.
Right.
Back in the day when they were.
You think a mod is a snowmobile that has internal engine work done?
Well, that's where it could be so debated. Mod stands for modification.
Right.
So really, anything you modify. But I think here's the part I missed out. I think what I left out was modifying something to its true essence is you're hand building it and modifying it versus going and purchasing a part that somebody else made, mass production, like a can on a sled.
These sleds are not mods.
No, like they have a mod feel. They've been modified.
They're more of a backcountry build than anything. They're not a mod.
They've been modified by mass-produced products that anybody can go buy.
Yeah.
But like Steve Shearing owned Shearing Speed Sports, climb compound up in Aurora, Minnesota, the practice track.
Yeah.
The last year, when they switched to the factory mod kits, Steve had built this sled with the motor in backwards, and this race sled, and the pipes came out under the seat, and he posts it a couple times a year still. Of like, man, I missed the day when we could actually be creative and build true mod sleds.
Yeah.
And there was all kinds of stuff going off that aluminum lines, titanium, that they made in their fab shop. So that was like, those are true
For sure.
mods. And those guys are doing that in drag racing and watercross and hills climb still. But I think it's just not as big of a sport that it gets overlooked. And those are so modified that they barely even look like snowmobiles versus these still go race on snow.
For sure.
They have normal shocks, normal ski stance, and the motors are modified.
But, I mean, there's obviously different types of mod. Yes, snowcross mods, backcountry mods, snowcross mods. Everyone's going to be a little different. Snowcross, internal, exhaust. That's basically what it takes, I would say.
Yeah.
What we're concluding
for a true mod. Back in the day when the
true mod.
Yeah, when the teams, the factory teams were hand building the stuff.
Yes.
Like Bender was building the best race pipes ever.
Yeah. I think that you could technically build your own mod. Even if you're not racing it, it can still be a mod, like porting, polishing, bigger boards, everything like you're saying. Then the factory mod would be the things that you bolt on. Yeah. Basically the kit from the factory. Factory produced parts, just changed, not OEM, not off the dealer floor, basically.
Now, with that being said, Caleb's mod is factory mod.
Factory built mod.
I can say we could say with our knowledge, we can say this to the public without going into any details. There's stuff we know that is a true factory mod.
Polaris built that sled.
Yeah.
That is
internally though, I mean. That's an authentic mod sled.
For sure.
Can't say what's in it, but there's stuff that is not produced by another company. There's one-off things in it. Mm-hmm. And I think that thing is a true factory mod, and it's getting a little like, because it looks so factory. They knocked it out of the park with that people are like, why is this a mod?
Yeah. That's a factory mod, but also like the Rimshaw sleds are factory mods. And I would say, I don't know much about snowcross, honestly, but there's got to be factory mods there too. Like, do they build sleds for their racers?
They have
does Polaris build? I mean, they have a race department, so I don't know. I guess
they're all turnkey. So like their pro class stuff now is just pro. It's not pro open, and so it's their same sleds that so the pro light would be kind of like I think pro light's kind of like the semi-pro class now. But there's no pro open, pro stock. True. It used to be pro open and pro stock.
Yeah.
And so it's the same sled that the guys are running in other classes. It's just like comes down to the can, and I think they can get rid of like the headlight.
Yeah. I guess I kind of got a weird image in my head of just Rimshaw being like every class has a mod basically, and you can do whatever the heck you want to it kind of thing. Yeah. Interesting.
Well, they're not carbureted anymore either, so that kind of took away the mod tuning side of things. But
true.
Yeah, I it's like guys like that Slayer tie guy, for example.
Yes, that is another thing I want to talk about. That is a mod sled.
Yeah.
Like, it was a 1150. I feel like we talked about
it's a watercraft motor, yeah. And then it's carbon. Everything. I think the tunnel's carbon. I think, everything titanium, this, that, and another thing. And internals are all who knows what. I don't know the build spec on it. But I'd call that a mod.
For sure, yeah.
Like my boost I just built here, at a glance, you open the side panel, carbon fiber, belt cover, mini aluminum, oil tank, like titanium can. It looks like, it's a pretty trick mod sled, but I'm like, it's not a mod. It's stuff anybody can go purchase and slap on it.
Yeah. That's a good solid backcountry build.
We're in an era though where we're fortunate enough that we can go purchase parts that 20 years ago would have been considered, or would have had to have been built in a fab shop.
Yeah, for sure.
And be classified as a mod, but now there's just companies making this stuff for it because there's a demand for it.
Which is great. I'm not mad about it. Like, I don't need to call my sled a mod. I'm happy I can buy it over the counter. Yeah. There's levels to that too. Like, what makes a build a build? Because like my sled is pretty stock. There's definitely some parts on it. I call it a build, but it's not like a big one.
Yeah.
So, and if that makes you upset in my TikTok comments, I don't really care. I mean,
it just stands out from the rest.
I
That's the
did
goal.
take it apart and I did put it back together.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, I think build is a thing that gets portrayed in an interesting way. Like, oh, that's not a build. Yeah, it's not a lightweight titanium carbon clutching Brant build, but it can still be a build. So like, you know, I spend quite a bit of time on TikTok actually, and a lot of it's around sleds and whatnot. And, you know, there's people throwing wraps and bars and everything, you know, rails, like sick. Like, you can call that a build. I think like you took it apart, you changed things. Joy. Like, don't get caught up with like, oh, that's not a build. It's not Brant built. Like, yeah, Brant built some sick. Those are insane builds, but you can still build a build like if you want to with a couple things. Like, as long as you are being positive and, you know.
Yeah. I will die on this hill, and no matter what classification of mod, factory mod, true hand-built mod, it has to run on race gas to fall into that either of those categories.
That's a great classification.
You cannot take it to the Chevron and put fuel in it. It has to be, you either got to take it to an airport or you got to take the thing and get VP. It has to be burning some high-grade, good-smelling, expensive fuel because something is tweaked to the point where it needs that.
Yep. Compression is so high, it will detonate.
Yeah.
That's a great, can't believe we didn't think of that earlier. That's
I'm a huge fan of race gas. This little beauty here, C14 plus. Even, I mean, this Rev back here, it's still a stalker, but it's got high compression domes and it's 440 and it runs on 110. Sure. And that's not considered a mod. That was just spec for racing in stock form. But
gotcha.
If it's falling into the mod category, it has to run on. So then, a whole nother topic, now I think about it, there is guys I see branding them as lightweight mods.
Oh, yeah.
Where internally, it's not a mod. I do appreciate that. They're acknowledging, like, Chris and Muskoka have built some sleds that are clutching in a can.
Mm-hmm.
And then pump gas, everything. Like, I think Muskoka's Gen 5 that he built.
Yeah.
That lightweight one. And he calls it a lightweight mod. And he emphasizes lightweight because it's all these carbon parts, all this titanium.
Yeah.
But the motor is bone stock.
Yeah.
There's like 3,500K on it. I just watched his most recent video.
Right. So are you saying that is a lightweight mod or that's a lightweight build? That's tough.
See, and then I classify his as a lightweight mod because he hand built that hood. He hand built those cross members, the pyramid.
But it doesn't run on race gas.
I know, but a lightweight mod, like the mod being the modifications is the weight.
Yeah.
Not the internals.
I don't know if we'll ever get it figured out. And also, like, I'll say this for me and David, this is not the dictionary of what mod sleds and builds are. This is our opinion.
There's going to be some kid's dad who's like, these guys got it all wrong.
You're not listening to the 5-9 podcast. They don't know what they're talking about.
You got to come to my garage and I'll show them mods.
Yep. These are our opinions. Mm-hmm. And
semi-educated opinions.
Open to argument on it.
Open to correction. And
yes, not argument.
Correction. I love learning about this stuff, and I'm all ears on if somebody has 50 years of knowledge. Like, you know who we should have on?
I know.
Darren Headland.
But I think he kind of hinted of that. Him and Nels up there, like, bro, it'd be so hard because, like,
he can't talk about anything.
Can't talk about a lot of it.
He could talk about this topic of mods, though, in depth of what it...
For sure, yeah. I think that would be fun. When are we going to see him next?
At X Games, but I think he's going to be a little busy.
Yeah. Get that
Tristan, I got to use the restroom if you want to keep talking about stuff.
Okay.
This next minute is brought to you by Tristan Gallagher.
We'll see how far I can make it. This schedule is subject to change. Winter changes all the time. We like to think we have things planned out, but, I mean, everything changes. Snow, athletes availability, this, that. So we'll do the best we can, we'll always have a video coming. The order, I can tell you. I don't know, man. Probably try and ride for fun. I mean, we'll see. So kind of just figure that out. Get on the snow. I slightly lost it when you came back in. I think we should disregard that whole minute. It'll be funny for you to watch. I did get it, but I was saying that this schedule is subject to change. Snow changes things. Athletes' availability changes.
Yeah, we need the snow at home.
We need the snow at home, but we also have things we can work on when there's no snow. So there'll always be a video coming. We're going to do our best to keep that ball rolling, but we got some work to do. And
we need to do a Filmer Friday. I think we talked about it last podcast.
Yeah, because we
just haven't had the snow. And then our one day we went out here, it was our first day of not working and riding, so we just rode for fun. But
right.
We could maybe do one of those this weekend or something, since we're both here now to the new year. It'd be kind of fun to talk about the challenges right now in the snow.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a way that we could film a how to find snow video without giving everything away. Like how we do it, or
we could intro one, talking about some weather stuff and some apps and stuff, and then that's a good idea. Let's brainstorm it afterwards.
Yeah.
We might shoot a video this weekend. Who knows?
We're down to help you, but we ain't going to give it to you.
I'm not going to give you coordinates.
Yeah. Because people ask for that. Stop asking for that.
Anyways,
yeah.
I think we just ran an hour and 10 here. Probably wrap it up. Tristan, I think, filled you in everything coming up for the most part while I was using
a tiny bit. You might have to add
nature's restroom outside.
Elevator music over top of that, cut it up a little bit. But we basically talked about everything once you got back to you. So
thank you. We'll be back. We don't know when. We're not telling you when anymore.
Yep.
But we'll be back.
We will be back.
As you can see, if you have comments, we talk about them. So leave a comment, comment, subscribe. If you're enjoyed this, there's a bunch of old ones also to watch, but also on this exact same channel is 5 seasons now of YouTube videos of traveling around the U.S., Canada. I think I have one from Sweden in there, a little bit of everything. There is an archive of, I think collectively there's 20 hours of videos you could go watch right now.
For sure.
So thanks for tuning in. As always, co-host Tristan, great job. And we are going to continue to chase snow and high five every single person we see.
Yep.
And keep doing what we love. So cheers and Happy New Year, everybody.
Be a good person. Go ride your sled.
If the women don't find you handsome,
they should at least find you handy.